Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to episode 16th of the Lo-Fi Evening Podcast. Only the evenings where people come to tell their stories and where stories have been told. Yes, today we have a special guest, but before we get to that, thank you for watching our 15th episode with Onadine, and it's something that we always appreciate. And something that, when you look at the comments and everything and you show your support as well as, constructive criticism, you always take that into consideration. I just want to say thank you to everyone, even Instagram and everything. So if you want to know more about us and our guest, it's all be in the description down below. And yes, I hope you enjoy the podcast. So today we have a special guest. It's none other than Beverly, who is the owner of, let me get it straight, Enchante Tea Room, right?
Enchante.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers and the fans as well? I think they, not fans per se, but I always make that mistake. the viewers and the listeners. I think we can look at the camera.
All right. So, hi, I'm Beverly Carcenteo, and I'm the owner of Enchante Tea Room. Well, about myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing business for about since 2013. Prior with Club Mahindra, and from 2019 with Enchante.
Nice. So. Not bad of intro. I like that. So anyway, yeah, thank you for coming to the podcast. We wanted you. Actually, it's been recommended by my sister-in-law. Shout out to you. I know she was screaming, don't say my name. I said, okay, I won't say your name. Fine. So anyway, but thank you to her for actually recommended you. And you have a very, as I was doing my little bit of research, and I saw that you have a very vibrant lifestyle. And when I look at it, but yeah, first and foremost, before we start, I say, why tea of all things?
Why not?
Why not?
That's the first thing. If anyone comes over to your house, the first thing your mom will tell you, creative sha. Exactly. Go make tea with family, friends, anyone. That's the thing that gets the conversation going. And that's what you did as well when we spoke on the phone. What would you prefer?
Yeah, ready for tea, coffee?
Tea, coffee.
And you said milk teas?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So why not?
It's kind of a nice thing to say, right?
Yeah.
Tea. That's the first thing, right? When you enter anyone's house, either be kwai or tea.
Yeah.
One of those things, right? But yeah, tea is one of the things that it's kind of like, it is an old concept when it comes to people, and when it comes to drinking of tea, it's always been there more or less. But, more or less to the mainstream, it's kind of a new thing, shall we say, in my opinion. Because it took me a while to see, like, okay, there are diaries, no doubt about it, but to actually like understand the technique, or like the nature behind the beast kind of thing, to understand the technique, there are only few people, and you are one of them. So can you explain to me like why tea, but why really, really good tea, if you know what I mean?
It's not about really, really good tea. Tea is the same anywhere. Like you said, in diaries and everything, we have your Dukan Shah. But the thing is, what I wanted to introduce is to tell people that there are so many other varieties of tea. Don't just stick to the traditional Shasao, Shadud, milk tea, red tea, green tea. Okay. So you have your white tea, you have your different blends. Then you have something like kombucha, which is your fermented tea. You have something called matcha, which is a Japanese tea. And then you have teas from all over the world, which I wanted to introduce to the people here in Shillong. That was something that was missing.
Okay.
So, and then maybe how to, like I told you, the correct brewing, the correct temperature, the correct time for it, and so that you can enjoy the flavors of the tea. Because even here in Shillong, what I've noticed is even in the Dukan Shah, the red tea is overbrewed.
Okay.
You get a very malty flavor.
What do you mean by malty, if I may ask? Like kind of is it
bitter?
Bitter. Okay, so if it's overbrewed, that's the bitterness that comes out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the same tea leaves it keeps on boiling.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be boiled.
Keep on recycling.
It shouldn't be boiled.
Okay.
It should be, the water should be boiled at a certain temperature. Let's say even if it's like, for example, green teas should be between 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Then the tea leaves goes in, and then a timer for maybe 3 minutes, tea leaves out, enjoy the tea.
Okay. It sounds like, like you guys are actually like wearing lab coats and everything.
No,
like,
no, no.
okay, now it's time to do
we
like everything.
We don't wear lab coats, we wear aprons.
There you go. Yeah, but it feels that way though. It's like, you take a lab, like, okay, we need to calculate this
here
everything.
people, even for the green teas here, what people do is they put in the tea bag, pour hot water over it, and just leave it there for like 5, 10, 15 minutes.
God knows how.
And then they get that bitter taste and they think like that's the taste of green tea.
Yes, that's not the taste.
No, it's not. Sadly, it's not.
I've been tasting that tea actually. That's how green tea I know.
Exactly, that's what people know.
Okay. Like when they drink it, they'll be like, it's healthy.
Exactly. No.
So yeah, so that is like overbrewed.
Overbrewed, yes.
Okay, that's.
So that what you do is when it's brewed at the correct time, you can remove the tea bag, and then you can reuse the tea bag with pour in some more hot water.
Okay.
So then it doesn't kill the flavor.
Okay, so it's more or less like there's always a technique for every tea
everything
that you make, right?
Yes.
So like, how did you like for us it's like more or less, you just know how to make tea, but you have to know the techniques, the methodology, shall we say.
Not the methodology exactly, but just the correct time.
So how did you learn all these? Like, it's quite
a lot of reading.
Like how, like, that's the thing.
That's
it's
what
like
I told you. I'm a nerd. I read a lot.
Oh, wow. So like if it was me, like brewing tea, I'll be like, that's how we make tea, right?
And it's more of like an interest.
Okay.
So if the interest was there, so I read about it, then I've visited a few tea rooms. So whenever they served tea, they would bring a little timer, like a sand timer, to the table.
Like the pin kind of thing, isn't it?
Like a time capsule, timer. Right? Okay. So that's what we also have at the tea room. So that's for 3 minutes.
Okay.
So they bring it there, and then they tell me that once the timer is over, then you can drink your tea.
Okay. So that's how you actually do it. So that's how, like, the proper way of actually doing your drinking your tea. Okay. So this thing, because one thing is about tea, is a really fascinating thing because it has so much, like you said, interest, right? You need to have the interest to do anything you want.
Yeah.
So for me, if I were to like have kind of like interest, I would really like go in depth and try to understand, right? So when does this, because some people they're very subjective when it comes to tea. They say tea is for, I don't know, the coffee is more of a thing that we drink, and some people like other teas as well. So when did you had this idea of having the spark, like, okay, I think tea is a thing that I should go on, like, like there must be like some kind of spark that comes out, right? Like before.
It wasn't like a spark. I've always been like fascinated with this royal lifestyle, the royals and all that.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So then I would watch a lot of the documentaries, and then Queen Victoria also had her tea parties and all that, and it was so fascinating. Like, wow, they did all this, and it looks so elegant. It looks so fancy. It looks so proper. It's just tea sandwiches and little scones and cakes and all that. But there was just something very attractive, and I think even as little girls, like, we had our little tea sets, which we would play with. So and then so that was something that I was like, why not have that here? Like, we're missing that here. Shillong has that Anglo charm to it. So like,
to get that, really to understand more about, to bring more that shall we say, the lost art of tea.
Yeah. And here all the cafes that are in Shillong are very similar, the concepts. Like, it's a place where you go with your friends, you chill, you hang, you have your music, you have everything. It's fine. That's how a cafe should be like. But I wanted that whole old vintage tea room, that whole English feel to it. You come in, you relax with your girlfriends, you relax with your family, even with your friends, and even if you want to have your afternoon tea. So we give you that experience.
Okay.
Like, if you want to, lots of girls nowadays, I'm sure they watch Bridgerton, they watch The Crown, they watch all those shows.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're also fascinated like I was.
Peaky Blinders is one of them, I think.
Yeah.
Nowadays everybody's into that. So
yeah, so all that. So,
it has that certain charm to it.
That charm to it, that I want to do that, but where do I go to do this?
That's
so come on over.
There you go. A little bit of England and UK for you, right?
Yeah,
kind of thing. So you also really like since I was reading a bit of that article that you wrote, you were actually inspired by Lady Diana as well, I think. Was it because of her that you started drinking tea, or was it like,
No.
but it was of her charm and personality and all
Her
this, right?
charm, her personality, her beauty, first of all.
Yeah.
Loved her.
It's just an amazing person.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so flawless.
Like I said, I was obsessed. I'm still obsessed with the royal family.
Yeah. That's why I think the tea came to be. I think, was it?
Yeah,
like that?
no, because even our family, we drink a lot of tea.
Okay.
So we're tea drinkers.
Mhm.
Especially my elder brother, he loves tea.
Tea.
So
Not
anywhere,
coffee, tea.
yeah, he lives in the south,
Okay.
and coffee is really good in the south, but he prefers tea.
Okay.
So
The
even-
South has some good tea too.
Yeah, so we would always visit different tea houses. So from there, even my love for tea.
Okay. So you actually, did you like, because you said that you did your MBA in SRM and all that,
Mhm.
right? So were you like a bit like kind of like you said you were a nerd, right? So
I am.
you read all books and
Yeah.
everything, right? But then did you actually do like, I'll use my jargons, empirical data? Did you actually went and, search and actually go to, like you said, each tea house to understand like how the tea is made and all
Yes,
that?
exactly. There were different tea houses that I went to. One or two particularly had this whole English charm to it, which I really liked, and I wanted to.
To incorporate that.
Yeah, and some of them were the typical Indian tea houses
Okay.
where you serve your teas in the kettle, the normal kettle, and the glasses with the cutting chai, that with your
Okay.
pakoras, samosas, and your pav.
Oh,
That
puri.
yeah.
Here,
But no, like high end
Okay.
high-end
okay,
tea houses
okay.
like that.
Mm.
And then you have in this other spectrum a tea house with the whole English feel to
Charm
it,
to
like yeah,
Okay. So you have to go through all those to
yeah,
understand.
to
properly.
understand like what you would want to incorporate into your business.
Okay. But is there like, because when I see sometimes when it comes to tea, right? When you look at the shall we say, the low end of tea and the
Mhm.
high end of tea, is there like a big difference according to you when it comes to cooking or when it comes to making tea, shall we say? Is there like, because sometimes when you taste in shall we say the low end, it
Mhm.
tends to be a little bit like, a little bit too how should I say, sweet or something, maybe even like you said, malted kind of thing, right? But you like you said, after like you look to the others as well, like the
Mhm.
good ones, then to have to have a very refined taste. So were you like, did you go to both places and try to understand properly, like to get a more happy medium towards tea?
Yeah. Okay. Because there are some even like little dhabas where they serve really, really good tea. They may be a little on the sweeter side, but it's good.
Mhm.
But if you go to a 5-star hotel where they do serve your afternoon teas and all that, but they serve you tea bags, which is like, why? Like,
True.
yeah.
Like they actually like, some of them they just like give a tea bag.
Yes. And hot water. And you brew your tea.
And how much does that cost? It'll be like $50 or sometimes.
$250
Holy,
for a Sam Black tea.
that is just you're just
So you go to a high
get
end.
bamboozled, man.
Yeah, you go to a 5-star hotel, have a cup of tea. I mean, I think the range starts from $250. I think.
Behind the scenes, you just like dip. And
Yeah, that's what my dad was so flabbergasted once when we had gone to a 5-star hotel and he had asked for a Sam tea.
Okay.
And they brought him a teacup, they brought him a teapot, and then he's like, "Where's my tea?" And he poured, and it was just hot water. And he's like, "Where's the tea?" And then they just brought a dish with all the tea bags. Like, so
Oh my goodness,
my
dude.
dad looked at the menu and he's like, $250, deal it.
I think you should have like even the cup is included as well. I would say, right, man. That's just scamming people.
Yeah.
Seriously, wow. That's actually happening right now in India.
Yeah.
Right now, man. That really.
But then, like many of the celebrities had actually put it up. If you've seen it on their Instagram,
Oh, yeah,
where they
yeah.
get charged for even like bananas and all that,
Mm,
like exorbitant prices
exactly.
at 5 stars. So I won't say like you get really good tea at 5 stars and you get really bad tea in like
Mhm.
dhabas, but there's always a balance somewhere.
And so-
So I wouldn't say that I make the best teas. Maybe I don't. Maybe someone else at their homes make
True.
better tea than me. But what I want to introduce is that like I said, the correct brewing, the correct temperature, the correct, you enjoy your teas like that, and the different flavors and the different blends.
Yeah, that's great.
So there are teas also where there's no caffeine at all.
Okay, so tea has caffeine in that case,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like a small amount comparing to coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
It has
right?
its own
Yeah, kind
its
of
own
way.
percentage or whatever you may call it.
Okay. Yeah, I never knew that it has caffeine. I thought it doesn't have caffeine
No.
at all.
So there are fruity blends, there are floral blends, and then
Yeah, different kind of tea, right? So getting back to like the part where you start reading about books, right? So there has to be like a certain kind of book that maybe like really made you understand tea in a very different way, right? Can you just explain to me a bit if there's
no,
kind
there
of a
wasn't
book?
a book like that. It
But-
was more of like doing my own research and doing my own tasting.
So
buying,
mostly
yeah.
reading or mostly
Like
through
reading and then just experimenting also.
Okay.
Getting teas from all over, trying them out, tasting them,
And just keep on
figuring out, and talking to other that's the thing about social media, because you can just connect with anyone. So there's a tea sommelier from Dehradun. She has a flourishing tea business, but she talks to me like how I'm talking to you right now. Like she's known me for years.
Okay.
So if I need any help or anything like that, I can just send her a message on Instagram and immediately she responds back. So there's something that I would like to know more about teas.
Okay.
And she has her own blends. So she
So-
would explain like, this is how we do it. This is the process. And so it's nice.
Okay.
So in getting to learn from them. And then during COVID, there were some of them who were also holding workshops, holding
Okay.
this and that. So just join all those and learn from them.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And YouTube is there. So you
Yeah.
can learn a lot from there as well.
And I mean, like you said, there's also like you said, workshops, right?
Mhm.
That's quite interesting though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. On tea.
Like, on tea.
On tea.
Like, you never hear too many like workshops, okay, like leading to, with all due respect, MBA might be there, right?
Mhm.
But like tea though, tea tasting, that's
Yeah.
okay. I never
And
knew
there's a huge network of people who are really, really interested in tea.
tea.
Yeah. There are like lots of groups on Facebook, Instagram, even on WhatsApp and all that
Okay.
who are like really into teas only.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but when I was understanding tea, at least from a layman's perspective, like tea has always been, like you said earlier, there's always been that thing where you always relate to family, right?
Yes.
Kind of thing. Because when what do you do? Like when you go to any place, first thing, Aisha, right? And then from the conversation flows, right? So were your like main concept of bringing tea to Shillong is like to have more or less that connection, to bring back the connection between families and to have that more or less a good conversation again, kind of thing. Because your cafe looks very cozy, and
Mhm.
but if there's no tea, you'll be like, okay, so we're here right now. It's very nice, but okay. So isn't it like that? Was it like that's the main objective through
Kinda, yeah. Like
Okay.
to get people together
Hmm,
and have conversation going.
okay.
Because tea is something you can have like 3-4 cups of and not get bored of.
Keep on drinking.
Keep on drinking, keep on
yeah.
drinking. Conversation keeps on flowing, keeps on flowing. So
And it really shows a person actually, like if you really keep on, because obviously if you do meet a stranger or it's your first date, which I know some guys out there has first date, to go to your cafe and sit there and they drink, right? And I think that is something that has always been, like when I go and drink tea, maybe if it's a person I don't know, I think tea is really one thing that can really break the ice, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
something that warms you up. On a cold day, you want to have tea.
Tea.
Even if it's a hot day, it's like you can always have tea.
Mhm.
So it's just that thing that connects
Yeah.
people.
It's a really good medium to really.
Yeah, and even like here in Shillong, the practice of even at funerals, what do you get? You get tea.
Tea.
Yeah.
Like, tea is like such a good medium for everything,
Mhm.
to bring that connection kind of thing. Man, it's really amazing that how tea has really brought in a kind of a new way of talking again. So
Yeah.
because since we're like here right now, tea is always a thing that you're having tea.
We are
right now.
having our tea.
Tea. So
So even if you're traveling, especially by train, you have your chai walas going up and down.
Mhm.
So even if you don't know anyone, if someone else is there in the compartment, you're like sharing a cup of tea with them, and that's how the conversation starts.
Yeah. Have you ever like had an experience yourself
Mhm.
that made like till date you remember, if there's any, if you don't mind me asking, like that really brought in like through tea you met lots of different people, if that makes sense?
At the tea room, yes, we have guests from all over the world. We have guests from Sweden, we have guests from the States, we have guests from UK, we have guests from France. We now have regulars from Korea.
Okay.
We've had guests from Japan.
Wow.
So
all
yeah,
the
it's like, and then now even from India, we had lots of guests from Goa, Kerala, all over Delhi.
Mhm.
So it's just because of that.
It's just because of tea.
Just because of tea. And I started something, a dukansha.
Gansha, technically, yeah. A more, I would say, a scientific way of making tea because you know the methods and everything.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. Huh? So, how was their first impression of you drinking tea, and especially the guy from maybe the guest from UK?
Mhm.
How?
Oh, because we have teas from Meghalaya. So there's this tea called Urlong tea. If you've heard of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it's from Maulongon, that village. It's really beautiful, beautiful tea. It's got a very smoky flavor to it, and lots of people really appreciate it.
Okay.
So the guests from UK really, really love that.
How was their reaction towards like the
Oh,
taste?
lovely,
Lovely.
lovely.
What about like the other?
No,
like,
the thing is the because our tea room is not just tea. We also do serve breakfast, and we try to keep it as authentic as possible. So even our breakfast, the English breakfast and all that, they really appreciate that, and they're like, it feels like we're home. So
True.
that's what I like.
Yeah.
Like the reviews that I get back from especially foreigners,
Yeah.
they feel at home.
Exactly. And for people who comes from the UK, but I think if my history is correct, I think they are the ones who actually brought in tea to Assam, and I don't know if that is true.
No,
But
tea went from India too.
Okay. So they actually like they obviously they took resources and everything from us.
Yeah.
But I think tea has always been the roots of India as a whole, right? Man,
Tea started from China.
China.
If you go back to the history and all that, so it's from there.
Okay.
So then the British took it with them,
Mhm.
and it was a form of trade
Okay.
for them as well, from India to thing. But then different countries have their own different types of teas as well.
Okay.
So you have your Moroccan tea, you have Turkish tea, which is different.
Quite strong as well. Yeah.
Then you have your South African. They have their own tea called the rooibos tea.
Okay.
More of the sweet, tangy, tarty thing to it. It's a nice. It's red in color. It's
Okay.
nice. We also have that blend.
It's
there.
like really red. Like
It's red. Yes.
yeah. Is it like it's not shasao?
Not shasao, no.
It's not that kind
It's
of color.
like if you've had hibiscus tea, no.
Yeah, taste.
Jajo tea, roselle.
I've never. Yeah, I've tasted tea, but not the
No,
different
so
kind of
these
teas.
that
Okay.
red color.
Okay. That
So
kind of
if you
red.
boil jajo,
I don't wish I don't know.
okay.
So no problem. Okay, but yeah,
That
the
red.
listeners and
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like that kind of like red that comes out.
Mhm.
Hibiscus, yeah, I have seen. So it's really like it's red, but it has I think it's kind of like
The flavor, it's tarty, tangy. It's nice. It's
nice.
different, yeah.
so yeah. I mean different kind of taste buds for different kind of people, I guess. Right? Yeah. And I saw that there was that blue pea tea.
Blue pea, yes, it's a beautiful tea.
My goodness, that was I thought it was like photoshopped at first. It was totally blue, man. Like it was like blue, like to the extent where I think it's this blue, right? No, yeah, this kind of blue.
We just drop little ink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they did that. They just drop ink that you dig. But yeah, how
It's a flower.
It's a flower.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called the blue pea flower or a
Okay.
butterfly pea.
Mm.
So it's a flower and it has lots of health benefits to it also.
Okay.
So all the teas that we serve in the tea room, so there's a little description below that I've written and what are the health benefits when you drink the tea.
Okay.
So this has a lot of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory ingredients with it. Also, it enhances your beauty, anti-wrinkle, all that.
Oh, you are very nice.
So it's a beautiful tea. It's blue in color, but once you squeeze lemon into it, it turns a beautiful shade of purple.
Okay, so it has Like first thing, it helps you in your beauty, and then when you squeeze the lemon, there's a magic trick.
It's
happens.
magic. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Entertainment at the same time.
2 in 1.
Yeah. But the thing that really fascinates me is that you really have to search for these kind of different like tea leaves, right? To really, how shall we say, to get these different kind of flavors, right?
Yeah.
So if I may ask, I know might be your secret, but like if you just give us a glimpse of how do you like sift through all these tea? How do you like, get these tea? Was it like through maybe a friend, or probably like how do you do it? Like how do you know it's the best kind of tea that needs to be served to the public?
By burning a hole in my pocket. Tea is expensive.
True.
It's expensive. So I bought a lot of teas.
Okay. Till date, obviously.
Yeah, till date. Mm-hmm. And even now, there are a few companies that get in touch and want to send in their samples.
Mm-hmm.
So trying them out, seeing that whether it'll sell. The different flavors, different teas.
But it takes a little bit of effort from your side as well to understand is the best quality tea, right?
Yeah.
So you have to actually taste it, or was it?
Yeah, I like I said, I started planning for the tea room from 2015. So from 2015 till 19, I've been buying a lot of tea.
Like a lot.
A lot.
Keep on experimenting.
Kept on experimenting.
Man, that kind of like dedication, it's like a different kind. Like 15, and you opened up that 2019, right? Okay.
4 years.
4 years now, right? Yeah, that's quite a huge achievement, I would say. Congratulations for reaching that milestone till now. But yeah, the thing is about the 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how was it like your experience with tea? Was it like a good experience? Was it like
no, it's always been good. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to keep in touch.
I think the people who, from whoever I'm getting the teas from, they know what they're doing.
Okay.
So
they sift through everything. They give you the finest tea.
Yeah.
But really, one thing that really mind boggles me every time is that tea is one thing that it's kind of subjective as well, right? Like some people, they like different kind of tea. Some people like different kind of tea.
Yeah.
And you said that even people from all around the world, they came in, and so like if you can just give me a correlation of like which I know it sounds very stupid, but which kind of tea like people from Shillong likes the most, like based on your
here in Shillong, our mango mint green tea is a hit.
Big hit.
Apple spice is also a hit. And then you have your Roselle, which is your Jejo. That also sells very well. Lavender white tea sells very well. Then you have the Oolong black tea that sells. Masala tea.
That way.
Cardamom tea.
Okay.
There are some who like to stick to the traditional milk tea, red tea. Yeah. Then we have something called Mandarin orange that also sells. Moroccan mint also sells really well. I think all the flavors. I can't really.
Okay, yes, like they're like this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because everyone who comes there, what I really appreciate about the people of Shillong is because they're they like to experiment.
Yeah.
So if they're coming today and they're having this tea, the next day they'll try something else.
Okay. So they keep on trying.
Yeah. The hibiscus tea also sells really well.
So, like you said, how's the reaction from Shillong when when people come to your customers come to you and taste your different kind of tea? Were you like nervous for the first time giving such kind of like it's kind of like out of the box kind of tea? Like obviously it's like exotic, and some of them are a little bit more like, I won't say strange, but strange to the taste bud more or less.
Yeah.
How was their response though? Like throughout the whole thing?
That was when we
started out.
Yeah, when we had our opening. So after the prayer service and everything, so we gave an afternoon tea to everyone. So we gave them a choice of 5 teas that from our menu. So everyone picked what they wanted to try out.
Okay.
So I got the honest review from my closest family and friends first.
Well, they were like great about it.
Yeah, they were happy. They were like, they really liked the Mandarin orange.
Okay.
They really liked, because Mandarin orange is with black tea. So it was like your normal red tea, but with the hint of orange flavor in it.
Okay.
So it's beautiful.
Quite different.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think we should.
The fragrance, the moment you put it up, to your lips, you get the smell of orange.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Man, I think we should definitely have that tea, man. Me and James, one more. I think you should go there once and just like come over and be like, hey, you're coming over to your place, right? So that'd be cool. I think I really would like to taste the mango mint. Yes, that'll be great. But yeah, other than tea, it's like you have a different kind of approach when it comes to food as well. You really want to, you have like, forgive me, I'm slaughtering your name. Slaughtering the recipe. It's like the English breakfast you have, and various others as well. Aloo muri also was there.
Because it was a to be honest, it was a lockdown craving.
Okay.
So we were making it at the tea room, and because we were only allowed to do deliveries then during lockdown.
Okay.
So we were making it. So me and my chef were like, let's sell it. Because it was good.
Yeah.
They were like, let's sell it. I'm like, why not?
Good business proposal. Yeah.
And it's one of our best sellers. Yeah.
Even till now.
Even till now.
Okay.
Till now. We have pani puri.
Wow.
And we have aloo muri. And aloo muri I learned from school.
Okay. Like that, those times when you have breaks. And I remember that time when you bring aloo muri as well, when we were in university, there like some people bring like the potato, something like the pyat and everything, and we then come together and we eat.
No, but then that was the thing at Loreto. We had this thing called a canteen. So every class were in charge of the canteen for every week, I guess. And so everyone brought potatoes, onions. Someone would bring the oil. Someone would bring the muri. Someone would bring. So it was like a class thing where everyone mixes everyone comes together and mixes the aloo muri. So it was like
so nice.
Yeah. So that's why the name of the aloo muri in our menu is old school aloo muri.
Okay. Nostalgic aloo muri. Take that in consideration as well. But yeah, it's more or less like you really want to bring back that old school thing. But it's quite, it's really weird though. Seriously, aloo muri tea is like, okay. That's a kind of good thing though.
Yeah, because during the lockdown, we really didn't sell everything that was on our menu. We stuck with a few that would sell because it didn't make sense to, and we were allowed to open just 3 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week, according to the protocol. So, but then aloo muri was selling every day. Till now. So there's never a day that there's never aloo muri on the order.
On the menu.
Yeah.
Is it like, I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's a breakfast thing, right? Do you sell it during the day more or less? Or is
we open early. We open at 9:30.
9:30, okay.
Yeah, so before COVID, we opened at 8 in the morning.
Okay. So aloo muri is always there throughout the whole day?
Yeah, it's there, but from Net Foodish, it's available from 10.
Okay.
But at the tea room, after 12. Because we concentrate on the breakfast items first in the morning.
In the morning first, okay. That's quite good, man. I mean, having aloo muri, it's like, kya baat hai yaar. So yeah. But yeah, coming back to the business side of things, right? So, when you look at starting a business and everything, because you said that she is one of the few, I think most chefs do that, but I think you're one of them who actually like cook along with your chef. It's like you don't sit in the front desk and try to present.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me like why though? If I may ask.
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was never really into cooking. I was, like I said, I was a nerd. So I was studying 24/7. So after our ICSE exams, we were working with Brother D'Souza doing our SUPW. So I was with him in Providence School. And Brother taught these underprivileged kids. And it's beautiful what he teaches them. He teaches them skills like baking, cooking, candle making, all different things that, we were not really taught in schools. So I think there was one time where there was a teacher meeting or something, and Brother had asked me to arrange the sandwiches on a tray. And they were not arranged properly. And he told me that I pity the man who's going to be your husband if this is how you're going to serve him sandwiches.
Okay.
And so he told me, from tomorrow, you're going to join the baking and cooking classes.
Okay.
So I said, all right. I was like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, bring a diary and you're going to learn. And from then, Brother taught how to bake a cake, how to start cooking, and then just started, this spark of interest, like, oh, wow, this is interesting. So I would go home and try to do this, do that. I started cooking then. then whenever I cooked something, my family would always like it. They're like, oh, kabang, it's nice, it's tasty.
Then that pot.
Yeah, and then I started looking at recipes, and I think as like people living here in Shillong, we were obsessed with MasterChef. I don't know if I am. So I loved watching it, loved watching what they would do with like little ingredients and the types of dishes that they would come up with. So from there, and then I was like, okay. And then whenever I cook anything at home, I serve people and they would be eating it, and I just stand next to them and be like, all creepy, like, kabang.
Tell me.
Yeah, like kabang. And they're like, yes, kabang, it's fine, it's tasty.
Kabang na kambang,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So my friends were my biggest guinea pigs. Then I would just cook,
Lucky
and
guinea pigs also.
Yeah.
Keep on cooking, keep on cooking. Man, that's really interesting though. So like, first and foremost is, I really like the way you said it, because you said that you actually like learned, right, to cook and everything. So I feel like always learning a good new thing is always very important, especially like in any point of time in your life, right? Learning a good thing, learning a new thing. I feel sometimes nowadays in this world that we live in, we tend to be more or less like more constant, the same rat race, the whole same thing, right? So when you made the first, shall we say, when you baked the first time and people liked it?
No, they didn't.
And you didn't like it?
It was as hard as a stone.
Oh, so it didn't come to you naturally in that case.
No. It took a lot of practice.
Okay. So,
Baking took a lot of practice. There were times when my cake would fall. There were times when it was really hard. There were times when the electricity would go off, and that's it. You'll have to start from the beginning.
Same, the batter and everything. Yeah. Oh, damn.
So it's a lot of practice. I'm sure all the bakers can relate to that.
I think
I wouldn't say I'm a pro at baking, but I love baking.
Okay.
It's something that, I don't know, I find it relaxing. So
it's more or less like, it's like kind of therapy.
Yeah. So someone can talk and continue doing something, and I'm baking and I'm like in my own world and mixing and all that.
It's kind of that kind of thing where it's a kind of therapeutic kind of thing, right? But you also transitioned to various other foods as well. I think baking wasn't on your thing. So were you like, because if it was, once you had the motivation of doing baking, I think you would obviously transition to various other foods as well. Did you like go to other cuisines and other thing as well? Like, can you name a few if you don't mind?
Like
the food that you make other than baking?
Oh, like whatever's on the menu in the tea room.
You did
everything. And apart from that, like, I don't know, it's just like
kind of a, how should we say?
I'm not the type where I measure and all that. It's just like I cook with feelings.
With love, I would say.
With love. Yeah. Just this and that, add this, and just like make the recipe up in my mind, and then I'm like, this will be good with this, and this will be good with that.
Trial and error, more or less.
Pardon?
Trial and error, right?
Yeah.
It has to be that way. I think most people that I've seen cooking, like you always see the end product kind of thing. You're like, oh, they're good, right? But they must have gone. James is a good cook as well. So you should definitely taste his food as well. He's really good. See, I think he would agree, and you would agree as well, that I think it takes a lot of time to really perfect a certain kind of recipe, right? So I really like that, because you guys, I think not just tea, but you actually like transition. For a while also you were like having even fried rice and everything. I saw
no,
your Instagram.
Not fried rice. We didn't do fried rice. We did a dinner series.
Okay.
So our dinner series was travel with us around the world. So because no one was able to travel during COVID, so we brought this dinner series in where people could try different cuisines from all over the world. So if it was, we went one week we were in Italy. So everyone, it was pizza.
Okay.
1 week we were in Thailand. So you had your Thai curry and your jasmine rice and all that. And then
it's hot as well.
Pardon?
Thai is quite
spicy. Yeah. Spicy and lemony. And then 1 week we were in England. So you have your fish and chips. And that was made in beer batter.
Okay.
So the traditional way of making. Then in Vietnam we had our pho. Pho was
pho.
PHO.
Almost there, but yeah. So
and then so like in India we did the Malabar paratha with prawn curry.
Wow.
So like from different parts of the world, like we would just pick a dish, and then that was our dinner series. Yeah.
That's
So I
very
think
cool.
what you saw was, I think we had done a dinner series where we had,
Chinese.
no, we didn't do Chinese. We hadn't done Chinese yet.
Okay.
We did, I think it was a herb rice with, I had forgotten the dish. It was a chicken roulade.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's for some people who wanted rice, it was served with rice. With some, it was served with mashed potatoes.
So you don't give like rice every day, was it?
No, we don't have rice in the menu. No.
Mostly snacks and everything.
Nuts, yeah, snacks, but it's like brunch. So
Yeah,
our
brunch.
Sandwiches are also big.
Yeah,
It's filling.
it's very
We
very
have
filling.
pastas, we have our pizzas, we have burgers.
Okay,
Everything is
just
like,
that theme you're going to.
yeah. So there's no
Interesting.
chow momo.
There's no chow. Hey, I have chow momo.
I'm so sorry we don't have that.
Oh, I think I give credit to that one. So this is this guy who came. He's a comedian as well as who makes funny videos. So
Mhm.
it was like, so he goes. This guest came in front of him and he talked about like the whole cuisine and everything. And he said, "I to fuck chow momo ka sharp ni lamyan." So that's really funny. Anyway, but we always use that.
And we
so.
do have customers who come over and ask for that, and we're like,
Like,
so sorry,
I'm so
we
sorry we
don't.
don't have that.
No.
So I think that's a good thing. And plus, at least they learn a little bit of
Yeah.
different things, right? Yeah. Okay. Since we are, I think more or less we have like understand tea a bit
Mhm.
about from your perspective as well. What can you tell us about, because this business is quite new for you as well. It's
Mhm.
quite new and it's 2019 it started, and I think this is your 3rd anniversary,
Yeah.
which you just celebrated. So how is your, shall we say, how did it all happen? Like, where did you get the place? Where did this, okay, if you have talked about conception of tea and all that stuff, but was it hard for you to find a place and to understand business? Because you took MBA, but in literal sense, sometimes it's kind of hard to understand, right? To me, a hands-on approach kind of thing. So can you tell me about, like, how did you get the place? How did you arrange the menu? How did everything happen? Because it takes a lot of time to get to that point, right?
Mhm.
Can you just explain a bit about that, if you don't mind?
So the place was already there. I was running my business from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of converting the front room into the tea room.
Mhm.
So I actually started writing the business plan.
Okay.
Like, this is what I want. This is what the menu would include. And I had a lot of help from my boyfriend as well.
Mhm.
So he designed the windows. He's like, let's have French windows. Let's have white picket fences. Let's have that. He understood my concept. He's also an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So we bounced ideas back and forth with each other. So he's like, let's do this, let's do that. And I would tell him, this is what I would want to do. And he was supportive in that way. So we painted the tea room ourselves.
Okay.
So everything was from scratch. Like, oh, so sorry.
So
we
it's no
did
problem.
everything like from scratch, from the paint, from everything. So what was included in the menu, it's like I sat and I thought about it. Like, okay, this. And then after that, I think after we started the tea room and my chef joined in. So he brought in his professional knowledge of food.
Okay.
He's like, ma'am, let's include this. Why don't we include this?
Mm.
And we can add this, we can omit that. So
Okay.
it's
Very
like
nice.
once you have a good team with you, I think everything just falls into place.
It's like, yeah, like you said, once you have incorporated lots of
Yeah.
a lot of people that you know, and I think it's quite of nice because when it comes to having people that you know and people that you're familiar with, like you said, your boyfriend as well and your chef, right?
Mhm.
It really makes things more easier, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
go
like,
ahead.
so sorry. And like, family's always been so supportive.
Hmm.
My mom was very supportive about this, my dad. And then my sister would send in ideas through Instagram. Like, I would tell her. So she's like, why don't you put this in? Why don't you put that in?
Mhm, mhm.
So it's nice. It's like people giving you their positive energy, sending their positive energy towards you. So it's like, it just flows then.
Leaves on
Yeah.
flowing. Yeah. But to dive more in depth, right?
Mhm.
Like, because definitely there had to be good people around first and foremost, definitely. But how was like the whole process? For example, the like the furniture, what is your take on the view of how it's supposed to look like, and the small nitty-gritty things?
Yeah.
How did you came up with the whole thing, and did you need help, or was it your own inspiration?
No, it was from 2015. So anywhere I would go, I would pick things out. So if I saw a little, like maybe a teacup that I liked, I picked that up and I'm like, this is maybe when I have the tea room.
Okay.
So then there is like the furniture and everything. That was my mom. So she's like, this would look nice. And then my aunt would be like, you know what, since you want this whole English tea room, you should put lace tablecloths. They bring in that whole warm, cozy feeling to it. And stick with neutral colors for your curtains and your family. Yeah. So family came in with all their advice on how to do it. But it was a struggle in the beginning. Like getting a good team and all that, it was a real struggle.
The interviews
and everything. It was,
it's hard, right? Yeah.
Like even with the people that were there, like you have to train them because it's new. It's like I said, the menu is different.
Yeah.
Explaining to them what the different items was and all that, and how they would go and explain to the guests. Like the servers, how would they go and explain to the guests what this was and what any other item was.
Okay.
So they had to understand.
It's quite a tedious job, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not like we talked earlier, right? It's like most people see the end result, but they don't see the struggles that you go through as well, right? But I think reaching to the top, finally, it was like, even though like you're still ongoing, but I think reaching to some point in your life, 3 years ongoing, and I think it's really quite inspirational in some way, right? Yeah. So congratulations on getting even the Restaurant Guru title as well, 2021, right? Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So how I think you must be very happy getting an award and people recognizing your hard work at the end of the day, right? How is it like people recognizing you for that and they awarded you?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I got the mail from them. I was like, okay. Then I googled them. I'm like, are they authentic?
Yeah, that's what it's like, okay, who are these people? Anyway, yeah.
So it was nice. It was a nice surprise to be recognized, even for the little startup, let's say, a passion project.
Yeah.
So that turned into a career now.
Finally,
yeah.
right?
So it's nice to be recognized.
Yeah.
It's nice that people appreciate it. It's nice that maybe a little things that we're doing is actually making an impact. Yeah.
I think getting recognized and getting awards is always like a motivation to do better, right? To do better, man. But I think for me personally, that really hit hard for most business was the pandemic, right? How did you deal with the pandemic? How was I think anywhere I go for that matter till date, the pandemic is like very hard, which is true. It was very hard on most people. What about you? You started more or less like more or less not the onset, but it's more or less about to
be a year.
Yeah, and then suddenly this thing happened. How were you able to do the flood controls and able to control the whole business in that way? Was it did it affected you in any way?
It did because I was really worried. I was thinking that's it, because what are we gonna do? But once the government came up with the protocols that we were allowed to do, home deliveries and all that. And then we just had to have our food safety certificates in place, which thank God everything was in place then. So they said that, you can do this. And I spoke to the team. I asked them first. I didn't just direct them that you guys, I asked them, are you guys comfortable with coming to work? We were closed for, I think, 2 months.
Okay.
I asked them, if you guys are comfortable coming to work, I'm going to get permission that we will open. And I'm going to get permission for your vehicles. So you guys can come. They were ready to come.
Wow.
But with strict instructions with them as well. Once you come to the tea room, you're not allowed to leave the tea room like at any time.
Okay.
So shoes out. And we had our own like slippers in or other shoes in. Sanitized, everything was sanitized, everything was like, everyone took care.
Yeah.
So even if you had a little sniffle, don't come to work at all. So it was, the team were really, really supportive at that time. They were ready to work even during the pandemic. And then we had really very supportive delivery partners.
Okay.
Like really enterprising young boys who came up with their own delivery services like Cloypee delivery, Pukri delivery. So apart from your Netfoodish, apart from OrderUp, apart from the others,
Zomato and all this stuff.
So these were the local boys who came up with their own delivery system. So we tied up with them as well.
Okay. So more easier.
Yeah. So if supposing people didn't want to order through the apps, they would call us, place the order with us, and we would call them, and they would go and do the deliveries. So
quite innovative, shall we say?
So it's like we were helping out each other in that way,
having each other's back,
kind
of thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I really like about Shillong nowadays. It's more or less like we're living in a vacuum right now. We need a certain catalyst to actually spark certain things, right? And people are like so innovative, coming out with new ideas. You being a very new business as well. So you being a person who understands business, right? Seeing these new youngsters coming out with so many new ideas, is it quite inspirational?
Oh yes, of course. It's good that they're doing it.
Yeah. Do you feel like I see people, my friends as well, right? They're doing certain business here and there, and it's sometimes very hard for them. But I feel like maybe with your kind of like understanding of how business works, I think for you with your MBA, like qualifications and everything, was it like easier for you to do a business, or was it a little bit harder?
No, I wouldn't say that it was. I mean, I knew the technical jargon of it.
You had the edge more or less.
Yeah, but what I appreciate is people taking risks and starting their own business.
Okay.
You are a risk taker if you start a business. Only then you will understand what running a business is. Because if you just look at it from the outside, like you said, you just see all this, rainbows and butterflies and, you running a business and all that, but you don't really see what goes on and what the stress and the tension you take for it. Like what I told you in the beginning, it's you're not only responsible for your business, you're also responsible for the families of those who work with you. They depend on you.
Yeah.
So if your business is running, you're able to pay their salaries. That salary will take care of their families.
Yeah.
So it's your headache.
Yeah. Oh.
So
that is true.
Yeah. So that's the risk. You have to make sure that your business is running. You have to make sure that your business is acceptable. You have to make sure that your business is
doing well.
It's doing well. It's getting the good feedback. It's it's not just stagnant. It's growing.
Exactly. It's kind of like a give and take kind of thing. You give something and you get something in return, right? You have to give your heart and soul. So you are more or less in the, I think, huge shout out in the people who have interviewed you once. I think they were saying that you had a kind of bad time in the corporate life.
Yeah.
So like you being had a taste of corporate life and all that. Was it did you like being in the corporate world in some way or the other? Or was it like maybe because of the corporate you suddenly realized that, this is the way I'm supposed to go, kind of thing?
No, I mean, for the time I was there, I enjoyed it because I learned a lot. I don't think I would be able to run my business if I hadn't faced what I had to face during my corporate during that time. But I think I'm not used to that monotonous life.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't just be behind a desk 9 to 5 and then go home and no, I can't. That's not me.
Okay. So more or less you want to have kind of like an adventure that you want to wake up every day to be
able to, wake up every morning and be like, yes, I want to go to work. Not like, oh God, I have to go to work.
Finally, 9:30 you have to be there. Yeah. But that's a good thing, I would say, because I feel like most people, we live like kind of like, we should have steady jobs and that, which is a good thing.
I always thought that as well. Yeah. I always thought that I'd be working in maybe a marketing firm or something, with my business suit and briefcase and that whole thing. But I don't know why, it never really
filled the void.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It was always like, I have to do something else. I wanted to start a side business. Even then, I was like, I want to start side business. I always wanted to have a cafe.
It's really right from 2015 then came up.
And then I was incubated into IEF. And then from there, they really brought out that entrepreneurial spirit in me.
Okay.
So they really helped, they're like, write the business plan. What is your dream? What is it that you wanted to do?
Yeah.
That's from then.
If you don't mind explaining to the people and myself to include it,
the Indian Entrepreneurship Foundation.
Oh, kind of like a workshop kind of thing, or is it like?
It's it's like a masterclass.
Okay, kind of thing, like a diploma kind of thing.
Not a diploma, no.
Okay, it's like a masterclass.
So you have professionals from different industries come in and they take.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
So on branding, on marketing, on financials, on
the whole.
So different, it's like from the government. So they choose different people from all over the state. So we're in a class together.
Okay.
And then you meet different people. You like there's a lady from in my class. There's a lady from Swara. She's a baker. She's a really, really good baker. So she was also in the class. And then we have people from Garo Hills. We have people from Jayantia Hills doing their own business. So people who are not exposed to maybe an MBA degree or something like that. So they're taught branding, they're taught marketing, they're taught the financials and all that, how to run their business. So it's nice. It's
kind of like masterclass and crash course kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I always feel like most people, especially like I said, youth and everything, getting into business, getting into the professional life, right? What is your like tips on them? Like I've had, we've had Colleen being here, and she explained her point of view of how to inspire, like the youth, and through her knowledge as well. She went to the USA and she brought in her own techniques and everything, right? What is your, like, since you come from MBA background, what is the essential thing, especially for maybe the youth who are watching right now or listening to the podcast as well? What is your what is your thing that is really important, or maybe like kind of like a tip that is really important before jumping to business world?
Study hard, work hard, don't give up. At first it may look like really, really difficult, like why the hell am I doing this? But if that purpose is there, you'll keep on doing it. If you're just looking at it just for the money, no, it'll not work.
It's quite depressing as well.
Because you'll just want to make money immediately, and that doesn't happen. You'll have to fail 1,000 times.
That's something that
you'll have to accept. You'll have to keep on failing. Then only it'll work.
Keep on doing.
Keep on doing. It'll never work out.
Because the youth nowadays, I feel like they're so like just thrown into this business world where they don't know what to do, and they just have this, which is good to have an idea, but need to have practical steps. What, according to you, like what are the practical steps that is needed, like to be able to achieve their goal kind of thing, if you can elaborate that in simple words?
As like example, like what do they want to start? Like
like maybe what maybe the knowledge behind it. Because I remember when we had like I said, we had Colleen Kitchen here, and we talked about her in depth, and she explained that like having the knowledge towards business is always very important. Like having the preconceived notion of what a business should be, and having the proper knowledge of really going there and doing what you need to do, right?
Like your vision.
As well as practical knowledge as well is needed, right? What about you? Like, what is your practical step for a person who's like who's about to start a business?
So the first thing is, if you want to start a business, you should know the business. So like I said, because I wanted to start the tea room, I learned about the teas. I learned how to cook. I learned how to bake. So that even if at the end of the day, if someone is absent, I don't have to close down. I can do it. Like, you have your own knowledge. You have your own knowledge of how your business is and what your business is. So no one can tell you otherwise.
Okay, that's quite cool.
So it's like like if I know what goes into a pizza and how to make the pizza from scratch, no one can come and tell me like, oh no, you're making it wrong.
That's true.
So that's the thing. So if you want to start something, know everything about it.
That's true. What about like, because people always say that, now to start a business, you must have like, all due respect, an MBA degree or any
that's
of that.
That's not necessary, no.
Necessary, right?
No.
There's always been that notion.
It's nice if you have a degree. I mean, that adds leverage because you get, like the knowledge you get from a classroom is definitely different. You get you interact with your professors, and then you get people from all over, like the different industries coming in, giving you talks, and you get this really good network and all that. But I think if you're a passionate person, like that comes in, you learn by meeting other people as well. I don't think,
Yeah.
there are lots of, there are lots of billionaires right now who are like college dropouts, like Mark Zuckerberg and everything. I don't think they had an MBA degree.
Exactly.
So I don't think that's like really
keep on learning.
Yeah, that's just something that to be pasted on the wall for your, if you just want to sit behind a desk and show off your degrees, and that's fine.
But then do you actually know the practical knowledge
Exactly,
behind it, right?
exactly.
The know-how. And that's the thing that I think Indians, with all due respect, we come from an Indian education background, but it lacks the practicality behind it. Sometimes that's the thing. I think we really need that. But yeah, sadly, we don't have that kind of system. But hopefully they do. Nowadays, I think, not getting too drifted away, but I think they're about to start this new educational system where they're about to give some practical knowledge as well.
That's good,
So it's a good thing, right? The Indian policy, the education policy. Which
because
is
not
good.
everyone's good at math.
No.
Not everyone wants to study science. So everyone has their own interests. So I think that's good if they do that. At least people can do what they want to do and not be forced to study something that they don't want to study.
Being in a vocation, doing vocational training.
Yes, exactly. And it's really nice. Like last week you had Anna.
Yeah.
And what she's doing with makeup and all that. It's really nice.
Keep on experimenting, right? Yeah, until it clicks.
Yeah.
Man, that's the thing that I think most people should try to venture. Like take risks, like you said.
Yeah, that's the
thing. But anyway, I feel that, when you look at the business side of things as well, so what is your take on you have a great team, right? You have a great team. You have probably even out there who are watching as well. Maybe they have a great team, right? But having just a great team is not everything. You are for example, you said that you're the person who you are looking into the business right now, right? So what's the main thing that is needed among teammates, or shall we say, because you're all a team, right? What is the essential thing to make it more, to have the motivation, to bring them inspiration, to be able to have a more or less a very strong, cohesive team? What is your take on that? Like to have a more stronger team, to understand each other, the connection that you have, I think is always needed, right?
Yeah.
So what is your tip or trick? Or it's not trick, but this has to be a tip, right? Like the connection that you make with them. What makes them wake up early in the morning and respond to your phone calls? That's also a thing, right? They have a thing that you're a really, a good person, or is there some kind of tip, if you don't mind me asking?
There's no tip per se. I think there's like a mutual respect amongst us. So it's not that because you work for me, I'm going to, order you around or anything or like that.
Exactly.
So it's like the respect is there. So if you have to be to work at 9:30, make sure you're there at 9:30 because I'm going to be there before 9:30 and looking at the clock.
She told me yesterday as well. So
the moment they enter and they see that I'm there and I'm looking at and they're like, I'm so sorry. So it's just that.
Mutual respect. Yeah. I think you really need to have a good team.
So even from in the front, from the manager, the server and all that, and then the back, the kitchen, there has to be a good flow.
Yeah.
So if there's any tension between the two, then it disrupts the whole environment.
Kind of like an organism.
Yeah. So that should be there. So they respect each other.
Yeah.
And there are times when, some team members may have their own issues and all that. So I make sure that they work it out amongst themselves first. If not, then once I take the decision, one leaves.
Yeah, that's true. It's always
I don't want that tension at the workplace.
Work is work.
Work is work. Yeah. Keep it professional.
Yeah. I do agree on that. Even Onadine talked about being professional, and I think if you want to check it out, you can check her on in the previous episode. It was really, really good. She talked about, coming from her, still being young as well, it's really one thing that I think professionalism is always needed in every point of life, right? Yeah, but we talked about business and everything, but there's always a thing where there's always we talked about the highs more or less. What about the lows though? You always will have the lows in life as well. Even though you're doing the best thing in the world, maybe like you said, you're opening a tea room and all that, right? You have the lows. So people who are doing business as well, they will have the lows in life, right? So how do you like get yourself motivated, and how do you like get yourself out of that thing? I know it's very abstract talking about this, but according to you, what is your take on how to be able to get yourself out of that, that being a pessimistic kind of mindset because your business is not going well or because of that, right? So do you have any kind of like, I won't say a tip, but according to you, what is it?
Like there are times when I'm thinking like, maybe I should include chow momo into the menu. Then I'm like, why would I do that? I should just stay true to what the tea room signifies and what it is. Then there are times when some of the staff just leave without notice, and then you're stuck. Like, what do I do now? We're short staffed. And then there are times when like expenses are more. And you're like, why is this? Sometimes cups breaks, saucers break, and you're like, again.
Yeah.
So all these things, and you should just find a way out. It's not something that you should be so affected by it. I don't think it should just bog you down that much.
But I think
it's just that figure out, like, even now it's like we were like thinking during the lockdown. Fine, we were doing our deliveries and all that. What did we do? We included aloo muri, and that's selling.
True.
So aloo muri maybe made 1 month's salary for the team.
Exactly. Yeah. And during lockdown,
too.
Which is impossible that time to make any kind of profit of any of that sort. Yeah.
So always try to look at the bright side of things. I always try to do that.
Yeah.
You may feel like, there are times when I'm thinking, what do I do now? And then just like sitting by myself, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I just talk it out with, someone, and then that's it.
That's it.
You just need
a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just need support. You need a good support system. Running a business, you need a good support system. Yeah. If you don't have that, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. You need to have a proper support system, a support team where you can actually go back when you're weak. Family can be one. Your team can be one, right? Yeah, that is true. We really need that kind of support, right? Because when I look at it nowadays, like, people, just because of sudden like downfalls or sudden, like I said, failures, right? They tend to like just have that kind of thing. Oh, things won't work out anymore. But I think you just, like, I always believe in this saying where, like, if you can control things, right, then you can still make a way out of that, kind of thing. Where maybe like something like, for example, you said that there's COVID, we can control that, but you can control like your innovation, your way of showing how you do things. And aloo muri is one thing.
Aloo muri was one thing, and then we did the dinner series. So that was once a week. So that was people maybe once a week get tired of cooking dinner.
True.
They just order through us, and then they get different cuisines. And then we had the high tea box.
You still do that till now?
We are planning to start that again.
Okay.
Because that was
that's a hit.
Yeah, it was a hit.
Okay.
So then we did the high tea box. So different pastries and puffs and this and that. Send them in a box.
Okay, that's very cool.
We had different, because our tea leaves were also just like lying there at the tea room.
Okay.
So we would include tea leaves there.
Yeah.
Send them to people.
Oh, nice.
So they can brew the tea at their home and enjoy it with the sandwiches and cakes and all that at home.
I think you even have to keep a recipe as well, right? Or do you like keep a recipe? Because it takes like a little bit of technicalities when it comes to making tea, right?
No, we just sent a little note that pour hot water over it and all that. Yeah. Steep it for 2-3 minutes and enjoy your tea. Yeah.
It's very cool, man. We should definitely order that. Valentine's Day they did, I think.
Yeah, we did Valentine. We did a picnic basket.
Okay.
Valentine. That was, I think, last year. I think when COVID was a little bit mellow.
Chill a bit.
Yeah.
COVID is really one thing that
So we did a picnic, Valentine's Day picnic. We included some wines and strawberries and I think sandwiches, pasta, all that. Like something that people can just take on a picnic with them. Okay. In a little beautiful basket.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they can, go
out and spend the day. It was a Sunday, so
I think the guys can take the credit as well. No, I post. I
Lots
took
of
it.
guys ordered.
Yeah.
Lots of guys
They'll be
ordered.
like,
It's really
I'm the one who
cute.
did this.
It's really cute that they did that.
Yeah. Just imagine like one day, like maybe they did the same thing, and these two guys they ordered from your same thing. They were sitting next to each other, like, oh, they did the same
They'd be like, enchanté, enchanté.
Yeah, that's so funny. That happened. Yeah, man, that's good.
Or they won't say enchanté, they say enchanté.
Enchanté. Oh, okay. They'll just be having like that.
So that's what my chef tells me. He's like, ma'am, don't you get annoyed that people mispronounce the name of the tea room? I'm like, no, as long as they come and they bring in the money, I don't care.
Who cares about it? You won't be like all technical. Okay, sit down. I'm going to talk to you about how to pronounce the name. Won't be that way. But yeah. How did the name came to being though, if I may ask?
I was looking for a name for it. And then my elder brother he's like, if you're opening a tea room, why not enchanté? Because the French.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's got that tea sound to it at the end.
Okay.
And like the tea, and then it has a nice meaning to it, like nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So people are coming there, it's like enchanté.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So it was nice when the French came over to the tea room.
Okay.
They're like, enchanté. I'm like, yes.
chill. Okay, chill.
Yes.
After enchanté, what did you say again?
I love French. So I tried learning it, but never happened.
Yeah, credit to one of my friends who actually told me this. His name is Dean. He said, no, it's not enchanté. He said, enchanté. He was saying that. Yeah. So yeah, I learned actually yesterday and day before. I said, I'm going to bring this one guest of mine who's going to be here, and she had that. She has the tea room, right? Enchanté. Is it enchanted? I was like, no, it's enchanté. It was like that. He keep on repeating to me. It's like the whole day. I got so annoyed at that day.
That's what I like when I sometimes when I answer the phone at the tea room also. Okay. So I pick it up. I'm like, enchanté, and people are like, hello, enchanté. I'm like, yes. How can I help you?
That's funny. But yeah, it has a good ring to it also. Yeah. I think this is unique.
Yeah,
it suits thing. It's more or less, the thing is that's quite not ironic, but it's quite, I think, more or less a full circle thing, because we as podcasts, we love like to talk as well, to bring the art conversation as well. You being here and, talking about, to have a cup of tea and to understand each other. That's quite cool, man. I like that. It's like, full circle
I'm yet
moment.
to judge your tea.
Oh, yeah. So after this, give the review to James. Yeah, but anyway, it's really cool though. I mean, that's a good full circle moment kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't notice that. But anyway, what about how social media has helped you? Like,
a lot.
Okay.
So social media has been a blessing. That's how we sold Aloo Muri.
True. Various menus as well.
The menu, the different items, people are coming, people who would visit, their stories, what they would share, and then Google. So even with
the reviews,
the reviews and everything.
Really, I think I've seen lots of good reviews, 5-star reviews. This is really cool. I think, right? I think it's really humbling when you hear these kind of reviews. No, it's like, are they talking to me? It's like quite
we
cool.
had this family from Assam. He's an army captain who had come down with his wife and his son. And he's come back twice since the first visit.
Okay, with his family again?
Yeah.
No?
And he put up a really beautiful review. He took pictures and everything.
Wow. So, I mean, those are the loyal customers that you can't, even though money comes, like, those are the people that really helps.
You feel good about it.
Yeah.
You feel like something, it's worth it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I do agree.
The money and everything, it's just, money is, what's money? It's just a means of getting things. But that feeling of, being appreciated, that's something that lasts. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's the thing about having a business. At the end of the day, it's the compliments that you get, the warm reception you get from different people, the same person coming every time.
Yeah.
Man, that is it's quite humbling. It's quite humbling, and
then you know what they want, and you know what they like.
Yeah.
So they come in and they're like,
yeah, you know what they like. That's it. Yeah. Or else it'd be like the chef's recommendation.
There was an elderly gentleman from, I think, Mumbai. He had come in and he had asked for akuri on toast.
Okay.
So akuri is a Parsi dish.
Okay.
eggs, scrambled eggs with masala and this and that. He actually called. He asked the waiter to call for the chef and for me to come out and meet him because he was sitting out in the veranda.
Okay.
And he was like, "This is the first time outside Mumbai that I've enjoyed a curry.
Wow.
It's that authentic." And the chef was so humbled by it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir."
Can't help but a tear in your eye, right? Kind of thing. Yeah.
Because that's something that we don't usually make every day and all that. And I mean, not even in our homes, it's like different. So someone who actually eats it and he's like, it reminds him of his grandma and this, and it's like, okay, wow, thank you for sharing your memories and all.
It's quite good, no? Yeah. Having these nostalgic moments. It's like, I remember that. Have you seen the film Ratatouille?
Yeah.
And then that strict reviewer came and he ate that ratatouille, right? Is it ratatouille or something?
Ratatouille, that's the
right?
dish,
That's the dish itself, right? He ate that and suddenly he went back to his spas and it's quite cool, man. It's really awesome, really awesome. Yeah, good things. Yeah, it happens to good people actually. But yeah, that's really cool. I mean, at least your food brings back at least the customers and the compliments that is needed, which is always very, very important, right? But anyway, I think the conversation has really give us a really in-depth view of how it started and everything. But let's talk about a little bit about your life as well. So you also you love dogs.
Love
I could
dogs.
say.
I love animals. Yeah.
In general, but dog, you're more or less a dog person.
Because I'm not allowed to keep any other.
Oh, why? Okay.
I love horses. I mean, if given a chance, I would.
So, okay, well, what about? I think
I have cats also at home.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I saw that one picture where the cat actually slept on top of the dog.
Oh yeah.
And that's quite cool. So can you explain a bit about?
That's also mutual respect between cat
mutual
and
respect.
dog.
Yeah, they need to be a very cohesive team. But
or else someone's out.
Oh my goodness, cats and dogs. The nemesis thing. Age-old rivalries, right? Ah, my goodness. How is it like having them coexist in your house? Is it like a real? Are you tired?
Babies, yeah.
Yeah.
So in the morning, it's like even before I make my own breakfast, I go and give breakfast to them.
Okay.
So they're always happy to see you. That's the thing.
And at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like however tired you are and all that, they just come and they lick your face and that's it.
So nice. Yeah. Wow. It's a real blessing, I would say.
Yeah.
And I thought of having a cat. I told my mom many times actually, but I think I'll have a cat. One cat. Let's see how it goes.
My cat gave birth to kittens, so you can.
Yeah, right now, I think as for now, it's since actually what happened is our family is building a house right now.
Okay.
Flex. So anyway, but after that, probably definitely keep in contact. I'll definitely want a cat though. I'm a cat person, so definitely that'll be nice. But how is it like having a lot of? It's not just one dog that you have. It's like one dog. Okay, fine, you can manage that. You have like lots of them, right? And sadly, some of them passed away as well. So how is it managing all of them? I think that teaches you.
They all have their own personality, which is really nice.
Can you explain a bit, if you don't mind?
So Max is like the hyper attention seeker. And he wants to be the good boy.
Okay.
So
like the kind of the yes miss in the class kind of thing.
The Max is like he wants to be the baby, even though he's the father now of the puppies that I have. But he wants to be the baby. So in the when he was a pup, I would take him everywhere with me.
Okay.
So he's used to sitting in the front seat of the car while I'm driving.
Okay.
So there was one time my aunt was sitting in the front seat. He literally pushed her out.
Wow.
From the front seat.
He
was sitting in the back. He came up to the front and he did this. Get out. That's my seat.
So she has to go back.
I had to stop the car. She got down and she sat in the back and he sat in the front.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That's Max. And Coco is actually my brother's dog. So she's like the lady.
Okay.
She sits and she crosses her paws.
Okay. She's I think, not the golden retriever, right? But
No. We got her from Tripura Castle, so she's a mix.
Oh, she's a mix.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite cool, man. But really, I think your dogs are like another family, I would say. Shout out to Eugenia Heck, for even she also really likes dogs as well. So I think coming back to another family of yours, I think that is really something altogether, right?
So even the tea room, I've called it like a pet friendly place.
Okay, so they can bring
people can bring their pets over.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. More information for you. You can bring your pets as well. But anyway, you're really like, as I was looking into your personal life, you really want to inspire like the youth, especially the women folks and everyone out there. So you also did career counseling in St. Mary's as well, along with Mark Stone and everyone. It's called Young Indian Career Counseling, I think 2017.
Yeah. So I was a part of Young Indians, and
was or still?
Was. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we were in charge. I mean, we were a part of this Yuva, which is the youth's group.
Okay.
So we had to come up with activities and everything during that tenure of that 1 year. So we were thinking like we need to have this career counseling thing where students can talk to people from different industries, like Mark, who's doing the avenues thing, and then like my boyfriend Vijay, who's doing Cokes, which is into agriculture and skills and all the different things. And then we had people like Emerine with Impulse, so they are into the social spectrum of the industry. And then we had people like Rishabh, who's running his family business. And then we had a friend who is a CA. And then we had a friend who's a lawyer. We had a friend who's a journalist. We had a friend who's a chef. So we had different people from different professions. So we asked the students like, what are you interested in? What do you want to do after your degree and all that? So all of them told us what they wanted to do. First, we did a survey of what they wanted. Then we got the professionals come in. So then we grouped them into different groups, and then that person gave a talk. So it wasn't like everyone had to listen to a lawyer. Then it wouldn't make sense.
Exactly.
So and then we had a group where people who've not decided what they wanted to do. So my friend who was running the family business, even he was in that spot where he didn't know what he wanted to do after graduation. So he gave a talk to them.
The best thing about it is because they're already in the business itself, which is always a good thing, because sometimes we do give career counselings and suddenly like we're not in the business, we don't know what's the in and out, right? But they being in it, it's really, at least it'll have an in-depth insight. So yeah, that's very cool. Because I think now people, especially kids, they are like, there's huge amount of information there, but they're bombarded as well. So I think
lots of opportunities now.
Lots of opportunities as well. Man, I think sometimes we really need more of these career counseling, especially
but that's
in
why
colleges.
They have to study hard as well, because the competition is
stiff.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's the I would say in some way as well, like getting marks is easier than I would say 10 years back, but it becomes more competitive as well to get like the highest spot.
Like there was that I think after the CBSE results or ICSE results, there was a meme that was circulating that kids nowadays get marks in Celsius like 98, and we got marks in like Fahrenheit like 46 like
huge difference. Oh my goodness. And like, you never expect certain subjects that, you cannot score high, right?
And they're getting 100.
They're getting 100. It's like, what? Okay, wait a second.
Like my cousin brother got 100 in English, and I'm like, so you got the full stop correct as well? Like,
without full stop.
Like,
if it jumps as one, it'll be pointed. Right?
I'm like, so you got all the punctuations correct. So you got the full stop at the correct, correct position. You got the comma at the correct position.
I mean, like the total perfection.
Yeah, total. I mean, it's 100, so it has to be.
Yeah, so perfect, right? Man, some of these kids are just getting too. They're so smart.
When we were in college, we would write pages and pages and pages of answers.
My goodness. Oh my goodness, that is so. Even I think they should change that, man.
Pages and pages of answers, and we're like, and it was never enough.
And for them, it's never enough. Like, I mean, they're still.
I think
stingy.
if we wrote like the exams now,
I think it'll be better. I think easier also. With all due respect, I mean it's not hard. Yeah, topped. Yeah, that's true. I think there's certain kind of good things about it, but I mean, what to do? We're living in the system. Hopefully it changes as well. But you also, I think, since I'm just using my research skills as well. So you were into you did a Rangoli kind of thing in St. Edmunds, right? And you got first prize.
Yeah, we were champions.
Yeah. So it wasn't that throughout.
We were two Khasi girls doing Rangoli.
Okay.
It was a competition, part of the college week activities. So they had a rangoli thing. So when we were in class 11, we didn't know about it.
Okay.
Me and my friend. So we just knew that we had gone and seen the rangolis, and we're like, next year we have to take part. Let's just take part. So 2 Khasi girls making beautiful rangolis and being champions from our class 12, first year, second year, third year.
Wow, continuously. Wow, congratulations in that case. I think you still have the prizes at home.
Yeah. So we keep it alternately. So the first year she kept it, second year I kept it, third year she kept it, like that.
So that's very cool. Good conversation starter, I would say. Keep it there in your stuff. You know, once upon a time
we beat Rangoli.
Yeah. Well, you know what Rangoli is? Yeah, but that's very cool though. Yeah, that's a great thing. I mean, I feel very, very saddened about the whole COVID thing because people are not even getting the proper, like college weeks.
Yeah.
Ah, my goodness, I feel very sad for them. Classes,
That,
it's those are the things that you live and you remember for the rest.
Them,
yeah. Even though you didn't did well, I didn't did well in my college as well. So it's like kind of a thing, but you still remember, like all the mischief that you do
with your friends and all that.
The proxies. Oh my goodness. Good times and good times. But yeah, that's
you give a lot of proxies?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. No, I meant it actually. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because those are the things that you remember, for the rest of your life. I think each one of us being here as well. That's really cool. But yeah, you're also a very, you like music as well. And I think you like Elvis.
I love Elvis.
Right?
Love Elvis.
So how did you get into, I think you have an actual vinyl of Elvis, right? A record of him?
Yeah, that is like from my mom's time.
Okay.
So that's there. And then, I love Elvis. I mean, we actually went down to Guwahati to watch the Elvis movie.
Oh, really?
Because they were not showing it here in Shillong, which was so sad.
Why?
I have no
idea. They showed Bohemian Rhapsody here. Did they?
They did.
They did. Then
not Elvis. Exactly.
So too much.
I actually cried while watching the movie. It was like, Elvis is the king. Seriously.
Yeah. The actor did very well.
I mean, if he was still alive today, it's one of the concerts that I would actually save money and go to.
I think what was your best songs till date that really, anytime you hear it, just like brings actual goosebumps to your body?
Are you lonesome tonight?
Are you lonesome tonight?
This is the part where he speaks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. Even till date, like if you listen to Michael Jackson or you listen to Elvis or you listen to Prince, right? You still get that energy that, as like most musicians don't have anymore, right? Man, it's really cool. But since you like music, how is it important to have music in your cafe?
So like I'm an old soul. So I play a lot of oldies in the tea room.
Country music as well?
Country, yeah, a little country. I love country as well. But I stick to, Frank Sinatra. I stick to all these, this genre of music at the tea room.
Okay.
So that's playing.
More soothing kind of thing?
More soothing. I think it makes more sense.
Yeah.
That
jazz.
Music. Jazz, yeah. A lot of jazz.
That's cool.
So I like Michael Bublé, but I also like all the other old jazz music and all that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing that's playing.
Which is good. I mean, it helps you with the tea. You can't just keep I just remember once we went to this restaurant. I won't mention where. We went, we ate. When we ate, there was like EDM in the background. I was like, how do you eat this, dude? Oh my goodness, it's so weird.
Just a few days back, so I think some Nora Jones or something was playing. So we had a few students at the tea room, so they're playing Uno and all that. We were really busy. We had it was quite full. So I was in the kitchen, the manager was in the front and all that, and this college guy comes up to him and he's like, "Excuse me, can I recommend a song?" And because he was busy and he didn't really think about it, no.
Oh my goodness.
He just said no.
Okay, then.
And he just went and sat back at his seat.
He's having traumatization right now.
I just turned back from the kitchen and I'm like, okay, you did that.
Cold sweats in the middle of the night. Sad, bro. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's all about that, right? I mean, the music.
Yeah, and then we have some like a few days back as well, a few weeks actually. We had a group of 3 gentlemen come in asking to play music from Billy Joel.
Oh, Billy Joel's good.
And then 3 artists.
Okay.
And they just sat there and they looked up and they just enjoyed the songs.
Mesmerized, more or less.
They just had their tea, just listened to the songs. That's it.
Wow.
It was nice. It was like
So
very,
much, yeah, it's quite weird, no?
They must be in like their late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
3 friends.
Interesting.
So they all requested.
Okay, these
like,
3 songs.
Yeah, 3 songs. So I just remember Billy Joel was one of them.
They're reminiscing on the old times also, you know?
They didn't speak to each other when the songs were playing. They just enjoyed the songs. And they just looked up. It's nice.
Thing,
it's
no?
cute.
Yeah, it's
cute to see such things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite surreal too. Like if you see such kind of events happening, you know. I do, if you don't mind, do recommend listen to some lo-fi music as well. It really helps.
Yeah.
Oh. Promoting, marketing.
Yeah. We do play a playlist because we play Spotify. So there's a lo-fi playlist that plays also sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when the young crowd comes in.
Yeah. They like nowadays the lo-fi thing. Really cool though. Anyway, I think Beverly, it's nice having you here, and it's one thing that it really gives us a different perspective on how the tea world is all about. So just to like more or less like have a bow on this whole conversation kind of thing, to tie a bow more or less. Will there ever be a perfect tea for you?
No, then it'll be boring. No.
True.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Keep on evolving. Yeah. Keep on evolving.
I'm sure there'll be so many other flavors that I've not tried.
Okay.
So
it'll never
that's
be.
Still there, yeah.
Yeah. Still need to experience.
It's like your Indiana Jones moment.
Yeah.
Keep looking for it.
Exactly. And somewhere out there.
It's somewhere out there.
Yeah. I really want to ask that because it's quite philosophical in some way, right? Yeah. Like the perfect tea. But is there such a thing as perfect tea, right? Yeah, I do agree. I think there's so much to learn.
There's no such thing as the perfect man or the perfect woman.
Exactly. Imperfection is perfection. So I do agree on that. Anyway, without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy the conversation. It's been lovely having you here. We have had an understanding of how tea is and all about that, and how at least people will be inspired by the way you talked about what to approach business and everything. So thank you very much for your time and effort. So I hope the tea was good. It does make sense. So without further ado, guys, if you like us and you enjoy, do go to her page and just say thank you for the good conversation that we had today. It's really good. And do visit her. Why don't you we always give a section where you can give a shout out to your peeps, your family, your friends, and as well as you can give the location of your business as well, your cafe, So you can, definitely give like a shout out, or maybe you can also promote your business and your cafe as well.
So hello to everyone, family, friends, and your sister-in-law. She knows who she is. Thank you for the late night text and getting me connected to him. And so we are located at Low Maori in Lemkra, which is the Enchante Tea Room is just behind the Vishal Hero showroom, the Scooty showroom. We've got a parking space, which is an added bonus. So you can come in there, park your car, come into the cafe, sit, eat, relax. You don't have to worry about your parking.
True that.
And we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.
You do delivery as well?
We do delivery through Netfoodish and OrderUp. No. Okay. We haven't tied up with Zomato or Swiggy yet.
Okay. It's very cool. So any shout outs to any of your family or dogs as well? If they understand. They will be listening to the podcast later, so.
No, just to the team.
Yeah, to the team.
I left them early today, so.
Okay. That is, there's a purpose behind it, so it's always a good thing.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Hey, lagon. Hope everything's at least.
Hope nothing's broken.
And be punctual, guys.
Yeah, be punctual.
I shall be looking at the time, and then you're gone, man.
That's it.
That's it. Anyway, guys. So I hope it's been a very intriguing conversation, because the thing is, I never knew tea in a different way until I spoke to you today. So it's really a good thing. Thank you
I'm
for
glad. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming. Thank you for giving your insights about different aspects about life, and it was just lovely having you here. So without further ado, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying. Everything will be in the description down below. If you want to know more about the location, I'll all be down below, as well as I think it'll be the contact number.
Yeah, we're on Google Maps. We're on.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll be there. So you can contact them. We'll keep their phone numbers and everything will be down below, their Instagram and everything. They're all there. So without further ado, give them a try if you guys haven't tasted yet, right? And we will do. We will do, Hannah. Me and James will definitely go and give it a taste and definitely give a review as well in Google reviews, right? So yeah, without further ado, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you guys are tired of anything, go to a restaurant, cafe. I'm speaking gibberish now. Gibberish. Getting late as well. So yeah. So have a good conversation with someone. Take your favorite beverage. And until next time, signing out from me, Beverly, and James. Until the next episode, enjoy and good night. And Hannah, James, and Beverly signing out. Thank you for coming.
thank you. Oh, it was fun.
And you didn't.
I like that it wasn't scripted because